Hey, board gamers, BJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the gumbo pot. It's the last day of Gen Con. We're doing our own little Gen Con thing. I did some trades with Alex Co. Or Board Game Co. And I got in a game that I've been playing on BGA with some of our buddies from the Geek All-Stars, Paris Connection. It was formerly known as SNCF from Winsome Games, but Queen Games put out this edition. Let's open it up, and then I'll kind of give you an overview of how it plays. And if you have any questions or you like train games like I do, let's talk about it. This is not necessarily a train game like 18X. This is more in an intro to cube rail system. So it's a kind of a filler cube rail is the way that I like to call it. So let's get right to it. All right, so here is the box. Paris Connection from Queen Games. I'm a fan of Queen Games for a couple of reasons. I don't like the giant boxes. When sometimes you open up their box and it's, you know, pretty small what's inside. But this one is pretty hefty from what I remember. But what I do like about Queen Games boxes production is their rules are fantastic. And I apologize, man, I've been working on this camera for a while, and I'm just having, I can get the colors right on one thing, but I lose the saturation on the other. So I'm going to do the best that we can on this one. So let's see if that, no, it's not any better. All right, so we're going to pull this out and do the best we can on trying to get inside here. Oh, that's really washed out. All right, let's see. Well, here's the rules of the game. Like I said, the game is by David V.H. Peters. It plays for 3 to 6 players and takes about 30 minutes. And you can see we've got English rules here, only take 2 pages. We've got German rules here, French rules, Dutch rules. Yeah, that is definitely in Dutch, or Flemish, and Spanish rules, okay? And Italian rules. So got them all, and all of them take only 2 pages. Nice and neat, all right? What else do we have? We have a game board. Let's get to the main board, and we can see. Might be a little easier. Right there. Main board is single-sided. Back just has the Paris Connection on it. And we're looking at a map of France, right? So center of the map here has Paris, right where Paris is. That's where the starting trains will be in the 6 random colors. They'll also have another train right here. And this is the track that represents the value of each one of those. So like the cube rail system, you're going to invest in shares of the companies of the trains. You're not going to actually have a piece like you would in, say, Ticket to Ride, right? You're not going to have a particular pro. That's right. Hey, what's up, bro? Rosemary's checking in. Hey, Rosemary, what's up? More train games. You know we love train games in the gumbo. And by we, I mean the royal we, me. So, but this one I think you could tolerate because it's only 30 minutes, so you don't have to put up with it. Unless maybe you've started to love train games now. So let me know if you are, Rosemary. So, yeah, man, I'm just having so much trouble with this color system. Oh, where's Carlos when I need him? So I'll just hold it up like that. Yeah, and you'll see all of the different city names all through France are in there. You're going to try to connect these 6 colored trains through the different cities. And as you do that, there's a little handy dandy chart on your player screen. Each one of these cities is worth a different amount. So if you can connect the red trains through 3 cities, it'll bump up the value of the red train. And if you have more stock in the red train company, you'll have more points at the end of the game. So let's see what else it comes with. Like I said, there's some screens, and that's what it's got here. So these are what the screens look like. Pow. So we're going to punch those out real quick. Oh man, super thick cardboard. Look at that. Super nice. Look at that. I mean, just super thick cardboard. Like I told you, it's got the little cheat sheet there right for you to see what the value of each one of the cities are. Got 1. Says it plays up to 6 players. So we got 2. And we got 3. Yeah. I don't know what this part is for. I've actually only played this online, so I'm anxious to get Andrew and them out to play it. All right, so that is, I'm going to toss that to the side. What is, I actually don't know what these boards are, so I'm going to have to check what the rules are, because I don't know what these are for. All right, we got another punch board with some more screens. Wait, is this the thing that goes on the side? Oh, yeah. So I do know what this is for. Okay, so, yep, that's exactly what this is for. All right, so let's just punch these out real quick. Yeah, they've got the different colors. Okay, I got it. BGA takes care of this part for you. So that's why I wasn't picking up what that's for. I'll finish punching them out and then I'll show you what it is. All right, so Rosemary, have you been paying attention to any of the Gen Con coverage out there? Bradley's been posting some of it on the Instagram. I've posted a little bit on the Twitter and on the Gumbo blog. I tell you, I mean, so many games sold out right away. So many games weren't even available for purchase. This, if I had to miss a year, I don't like to miss any year with Gen Con. Maybe this is a year where it wasn't so bad to miss. All right, so you've got the player screens now. We've got our 6 player screens, right? Yep. We've got our 6 player screens. Notice there's no colors because everybody is investing in the stocks of the companies, not necessarily in the trains themselves. And then we'll put those aside. And then you have these boards here, and that's going to go on the side of the board. We don't have enough room here. Notice that these are in the different colors, right? So why is that? Because once we randomize the starting positions of the first 6 trains, and once we give our trains to ourselves, then all the rest of the trains are going to go in here. So that'll be a visual representation of how many trains are left. All right, well, let's get the trains out, and then I'll tell you a little bit about how the game is played. This is the part where BGA comes in handy because there are a ton of trains. Look at how many. Oh, Rosemary, this is it's like train heaven, man. Like Scrooge McDuck, you could almost dive in here. All right, so lots of little tiny train pieces. Look at that. I mean, little tiny train pieces, all in the different colors. And then, so we'll start by randomizing these trains. Let's just say, we'll pull out the blue and the yellow, and we're just kind of pulling them out random, black and red and purple and brown. Yeah, okay. So let's say that's the starting positions. Then we'll also randomly give 8 trains to every single person. So let's say that I just happen to pull these. All right, so let's say these are my trains, my starting trains, right? Can you see that? All right, so maybe go over to the, yeah. All right, so let's say these are my starting trains. So I've got 2 blue, 2 purple, 3 yellows, and 1 brown. Now those would be behind my screen. No one is going to know how many I have to start out with. They're going to try to guess during the game. But I'll have these hidden behind my screen. All of the rest of the trains will be placed on those boards that I showed you so that we can see. Everybody's got 8 trains. We've got 6 here and 6 here, representing the value of the train of each company and the starting position. Everybody gets 8. All the rest go on those boards. And then on your turn, you can really only do 1 or 2 things. You can either look at the boards, see what trains are available, and then build a route of 1 colored train up to 5 spaces. Okay, so let's say I have a bunch of purples left and I like where purple is. Well, I don't have a lot of purples, right? I've got 2. Yellow would be better. So I probably want to invest in yellow because I've got 3 yellows in hand. So I would take the 5 yellow and I'll put them. Green spaces, up to 2 trains can be on a green space. So I could go here and then purple later on could come back here if we wanted to. And then I'll start spreading them out up to 5. And for every one of the cities that I hit, I'm going to look on my handy dandy chart and I see that these are 2 basic cities, the ones, and I would increase the yellow by 1 for Orléans and 2 for Châteauroux. All right? So now everybody sees that the yellow trains are worth 2 shares at the end of the game. They don't know how many I have, but now I've got 6 points coming out of the yellows. And then it'll be the next person's turn. Okay, so what if you don't like, you don't want to add any more trains? Well, let's finish talking about that. So as you can see, we've got ones, and then we've got the twos, which are the pink or purples here. We've got the threes, which are kind of that brownish orange color. And then we've got the fours, which are the blues, all right? Notice that Marseille is the only one that is blue, and that Marseille is one of the in-game conditions. One way is, if I remember right, it's if one of the train runs out. Make sure that when there are locomotives on only one of the locomotive storing boards, or if Marseille has been connected by a track, okay? So once those 2 game conditions end, and the way that it's ended most times for us is somebody connects to Marseille, which is worth 4, and that triggers the end of the game. I think everybody gets one more turn. Does it end immediately? Nope, immediately ends, and then every player removes their screens and we start counting up the scores. So you can see that there's a balancing act in building out the right trains that match your stock. But what if you don't like the stock that you have? This little brown here, maybe brown is stuck up here in the north and it's not really increasing in shares. No one's building on it. What can I do with that one? I can always, if there are trains available, I can trade one in back to the supply, put it back on the brown, right? And take 2 of another color that I want. And I want to make sure I get that right. You can take 1 or 2 locomotives from one different locomotive storing board and place them behind your screen. So you trade 1 for 2, okay? But there is a maximum, there is a catch. If we were playing a 4-player game, for instance, the max you could have in any one train is 15. So it kind of forces you to build out multiple train companies. You can't just focus on yellow only and everybody work on yellow. That's going to be the push and pull in the game, where you're trying to increase the value of the stocks of the companies you're investing in, the ones that you've got the most stock in, at the same time making sure that your portfolio is well-rounded, that you have a bunch of these trains that are moving up. The whole thing only takes 30 minutes. In fact, when we play it on VGA, it always ends faster than I thought. They do give you this nice little handy-dandy beautiful bag here, right? Not sure what it's supposed to represent. Can anybody tell what that is? Yeah, if you know in the comments, let me know. It's just a beautiful bag. I'm not sure what all these symbols are. But yeah, I guess the bag is really only used for that start. Whenever you draw the random 6 here, the random 6 positions here, each person getting 8 to start out with, and then you dump out all the trains and you put them onto these boards. Put all the blue trains that are left onto those boards. And that is probably the toughest part about the setup of the game. The rest of the game, as it says on the box, maybe 30 minutes. I like the insert though. That's just a beautiful insert. Lots of beautiful artwork. So this is a good production from Queen Games. I always like Queen Games for their instruction booklets. Their rules are some of the best written in the industry, and their production is always nice. All right. So that's Paris Connection. Lots of beautiful stuff. If you like cube rail games or train games, this is that next step up after you played Ticket to Ride, you've enjoyed it, then you moved on to a game like Spike or maybe First Class, that you're still not really investing in companies, you're really still just route building or building up your train or your engineers. What's that next intro in the cube rails? I think Paris is that next one, Paris Connection, where it's a little 30-minute trip into maximizing the value of your portfolio of shares and understanding that I don't particularly own any one color. I'm going to invest in the ones I have and competing with the other people. This one's different from most of the cube rail games because it's not information that's out there. You're trying to guess as to what the other players have. But a great little introduction, sort of a baby first step towards playing heavier cube rail games like Losing Rails or Iberia Gauge or any one of those other cube rail games. And of course, after that, you've got the 18X games, which I'm not ready for yet, but I'm enjoying my exploration of the cube rail games. I've got a couple of other games that I want to unbox. Let me get this cleaned up and then we'll be right back. But until next time, this is BJ with Paris Connection from Queen Games, a quick unboxing and an overview. We'll be right back, and until next time, laissez les bon temps rouler.